Yeah, we were getting into it in the Discord, man. We were talking about men's bathrooms versus women's bathrooms, and then it turned to not public bathrooms, but bathrooms in private domiciles. I'll give you the same take that I gave to the Peloton Discord. If you took in my experience, if you took the average 20-year-old man's apartment, stacked it up versus a 20-year-old woman's apartment, the 20-year-old woman's apartment would be much cleaner, without a doubt. On average. Now, there's clean guys, but on average. That being said, the bathroom would look like, on average, an alchemist's laboratory. There's something about a bathroom in a woman's house. It's like 30 bottles of like pink, blue, and green liquids where like some of the liquid has seeped out of the spout and has dried like on the edge of the bottle. Like the sink is it's a damn, like a potion. It's an apothecarium. I was saying it to the Discord, like, if I have to use my buddy's shower, I know for a fact I go in there, 20-in-1 body wash, all reliable. You walk into the shower, you're like, what soap do I use? The bottle of soap that's in there. When I have to use my sister-in-law's shower when we're staying at their place, it's like a damn mist puzzle. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing in here, man? There's like 17 different bottles. Is any one of these formulated for skin? Are they all hair? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It does make your skin softer, for sure. Going into a men's room, seeing 10 people standing there pissing is jarring. You know what? By the way, men are probably on average more cooked than women. Nobody wants me to say it. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Number one thing that pisses me off in the men's bathroom, 1 in 4 stalls in a public bathroom is a full toilet bowl, whether it's piss or shit. That's number one. Number two, they're not wiping the seat down when they leave. It's like 80% chance the seat has droplets of piss on it, if not puddles of piss on it. Number three, the dudes who use a stall to piss but don't close the door. And that's the one where I feel like there's more meat to discuss because that's one where I want to sit down and talk to them. Like the first two, like if you leave a full toilet in the bathroom and there's not a plumbing issue, or if you leave piss on the seat, you're just a scumbag. I'm not going to have you on a podcast and like talk to you. But if you go into the stall and piss but don't close the door, that's where I want to have a talk. Because I'm like, why are you not closing it? You got to have a reason because the base case is to close it. When I switched from men's to women's, I thought it'd be nicer, but there's just as much piss on the seat. That's what someone was saying in the Peloton Discord. They were like, women's bathrooms have piss on the seat too. And I'm like, I got a rough idea how things work down there, but I'm like, I feel like you got to work extra hard to piss on the seat when you're sitting down. I imagine maybe you're hovering, or maybe when you stand up, like a couple of droplets come out or something. But I mean, for men, you can sort of understand if you stand up and pee, like you've got a consistent flow, but at the start of the flow and the end of the flow, things get a little bit, like scattershot. Like you switch from full auto to burst and the recoil pattern changes. But at least wipe the seat down. No one's going to be mad at you for pissing on the seat if you just, as long as you're not pissing on it on purpose, as long as you wipe it down afterwards. Thoughts on Justin rating Nick Cave the same as Nickelback? The Justin, you take it all as like that's Justin and I love him, or you say that's Justin and I hate him. You can't nitpick Justin. You just have to swallow it whole. Because of watching his music tier list, there's things where I'm like, I broadly agree, but you also just gotta laugh when you compare like point A to point B. Like how the hell are Blur and Nickelback in the same tier? I understand how Nickelback is in the F tier. I do not understand how Blur is next to Nickelback in the F tier. That seems crazy to me. Another one, him not knowing who Nick Cave is and thinking that Nick Cave was Nick Cannon. So that's funny as fuck for one. But then listening to, I would say 3/4 of 1 second of a Nick Cave song and then going, nah, that's F. And then everyone in chat going, you listened to less than 1 second. And then he said, well, is it all like that where it sounds like it's kind of jazzy in like a smoky bar room? And we were like, yeah, kind of, but still you gotta listen to a little bit more than that before you put him in the F tier. That's crazy. But you gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Where did he put Sloan, man? Do Americans know Sloan? me evangelizing for Sloan, but then realizing that I personally would probably only put them in like the B tier. I'm not surprised Americans don't know Sloan. BNL in the F tier? I get that. I mean, if you're not Canadian, I don't really understand why you'd be fucking with bare naked ladies. Alanis, I took some offense to, but I also take it as like, I think it's kind of ignorance. I think if I had to guess, because I wasn't there, it was in alphabetical order. If I had to guess, Alanis, which was very close to the start, he was probably like, I kind of like You Ought to Know, but I don't fuck with ironic. D tier. REM in the F tier. There's some shit that pissed me off, don't get me wrong. But that's, I think that's the reason you like watching the tier list, is so that you get a little bit pissed off. Creed went from D to B the moment I became a dad. Nope, that's skill difference. I think and also they shouldn't start at D. Creed should start at F. If you said it went F to D, I would be like, you know what? I'll embrace that level of sentimentality even though I disagree. But going from D to B is crazy to me. Blur fell off when they were mean to Nardwuar. The virgin, I can't listen to this because the singer's an asshole listener versus the Chad, the music is good listener. Yeah, they were mean to Nardwuar, okay? But like, Park Life is a great album, man. Also, yeah, that's right. Justin hates Nardwuar, man. He should love Blur. They shouldn't have been mean to Nardwuar, but like, it's not like track 7 of Park Life was like us being mean to Nardwuar. That shit was probably like end of a century or something. Like, it spoke to the times. Track 7, The Debt Collector, that's not one of the best ones. I should have gone with like maybe Tracy Jacks or something like that. He was basing a lot of the picks on whether the people were good or not. Well, yeah, but everyone's got their limit because he still didn't put Radiohead in the F tier. He said fuck Tom York like 8 times, but he did not put Radiohead in the F tier. Now, it's nuanced because Radiohead beats Blur. That's a given. But still, everybody's got their limit for separating the art from the artist in both directions. He did put Liz Phair. No, maybe I can't. He put Liz Phair in F or Did Not Hear. I would be okay with him having Liz Phair and Do Not Hear. How could I blame him for being honest about ignorance? Liz Phair in the F tier would take me out a little bit, though. I'm with you 100%. Radiohead, greater than sign Blur, greater than sign Oasis. Oasis is like for me, it's the exception that proves the rule. If there's like a really bad band that has one great song, I would normally consider elevating them out of the garbage tier because they have one shining jewel. Oasis is actually, it's the inverted version of that for me, which is that I think they have one great song, which is Don't Look Back in Anger, but their other most well-known song is so annoying to me that I actually like penalize them more as a result. Like Wonderwall puts them into like the negatives for me to the point where Don't Look Back in Anger just elevates them to like not being expelled. They failed the class, but they're not expelled. Lighthouse on the Peloton, kind of crazy. I'm just built different, I guess. I will say that, so I watched The Lighthouse. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars and a heart while I was talking about Oasis. But I did succumb to, like, I after a movie ends, I like to sit for like 5-10 minutes before I go like, hey, what was this movie about? What were the themes? What were the motifs? Is it a microcosm? Is it an allegory for something? So I sat with The Lighthouse for 5-10 minutes and went, okay, so there's some stuff going on. There's there's themes of male sexuality and isolation, and there's themes of religion. There's the nautical motifs. Can you ever atone for previous misgivings, or perhaps are you just is evil something that is an action, or is evil something that's baked in as a character, like from birth or from childhood? And then I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I Googled The Lighthouse Reddit, and then every single thread that I looked at was like, we must resist the notion to think that every movie is about something. And I went, all right, I can live with that. Every single comment was like, it's irritating to me that, movies are seen as a puzzle box to, actually this movie was about the rise of capitalism during the Industrial Revolution in 18th century Massachusetts. They were basically like, it's just a movie about 2 dudes who went crazy. And I was like, I can live with that. 4 stars and a heart. Sounds great to me. I had a good time watching it. The performances were good. Looked beautiful. Interesting movie. Sure, I can live with that. We're back with the dulls, fella. We're back with the dulls. You know what I was thinking was messing with me? Not messing with me. What's interesting? The passage of time. Always interesting to me. This September will be 20 years since I started my senior year of high school. Kind of crazy to think about. I remember thinking like, you know, I think of time in terms of like midpoints like that. You know, the idea that like you get 3 data points and that helps you contextualize like where you are. Like the current data point, when the pyramids were built, when Cleopatra was reigning, you know, that helps you maintain some idea of the relative distance like between events taking place. 20 years since I started senior year of high school is pretty crazy. Because I was basically an adult when I was like 16, but you know, I was more like myself now than I was like myself when I was like 8 or whatever. Kind of crazy. Manager always talking about, hey, where's that report? Like, bro, STFU. I mean, I can't directly relate to that, but I can empathize. Sure, man, sure. Anyway, what was I talking about? Talking about this movie. I don't know what this is, but based on the look of it, this looks like it could be like Polynesian, but it also looks like it might be Spielbergian. Like this might be some stuff. It looks very Polynesian though. But at the same time, to me, this looks like something you might see in like an Indiana Jones movie. Maybe this is like the 10 Commandments with Charlton Heston. No, okay. What are you, man? Because this is an interesting sort of shot here. I don't know what you are. I'm going to try like Ben-Hur or something. We're going way back. This is not Ben-Hur. This is like the Dark Crystal. Okay. Come to think of it, that does look very Hensonian. Something about these faces always freaks me out, man. Like the evil bird puppets, I can kind of like, I can understand, like my brain can interpret them, but when these faces, something about them freaks me out. They look like those, like the medical dummies that doctors and EMTs practice on. I'm not going to play EthnoGuessr, okay? I could handle it. You can't handle it. You broadly being chat. You know, there's like 80 countries in Globla where when it comes up, people just type Krungo, and that's just the country name. That's not like the people inside of the country or anything. You're not ready for it. The media landscape is not conducive to this. It's an acerbic, brackish brine pit, man. You're not ready. You've proven you can't handle it, okay? Maybe in negative 20 years, we can engage in some interesting content like that. Before the Miami Heat went to the 2022 finals as an 8 seed, they lost the 7 seed play-in game against this Eastern Conference team. That's the Atlanta Hawks. Yes! Oh, that's huge. Just pure luck. After a top 5 MVP finish in 2009, this Angels slugger was out for over a year after fracturing his leg jumping on home plate during a walk-off Grand Slam celebration in a 2010 game. I'm going to know who this is, and it's not going to be Mike Trout, but I'm going to type Mike Trout. No, I'm not going to know who this is because apparently it's Kendrys Morales. I don't know who that is. Fair enough. The Gateway Arch is a famous... Water consists of hydrogen and this other breathable molecule. I guess it's an atom because it's only one, but you get the idea. This is St. Louis, bro. Sorry, this is Saint. This is Saint. Sorry, it's the state. It's the state, people. My mistake. That is Seth Meyer and Lisa Kudrow. Seth Meyers, Lisa Kudrow. That's a given. One of the easiest mashups they've ever had. Packaged in pouches, this Hershey's product has a similar look to M&M's, but lacks a hard shell and are thinner and wider. Absolutely no idea. These are dots. These are Hershey's products similar to M&M. Oh, are these like Rockets or Smarties? Because in Canada, Smarties are very similar to M&M's. What else is similar?
Smarties are great. Up your urethra. Why did I read that?
M&M's and Smarties are the analog up here. So these are basically just like chocolate buds. Okay, maybe I'm going to type Kisses, but that doesn't even make sense. What are they, man? Nobody's typing it. Tootsie Roll? Tootsie Roll's not chocolate. Nobody knows what it is. It's like brewer's yeast or molasses or something. Lucy Lawless was in Xena. First TV show my grandpa watched on his 62-inch picture tube TV that took 4 dudes to move it inside of his house. Jason Derulo song, I'm feeling like a star, you can't stop my shine. I'm so low, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm Han Solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding. Yeah! For real, I only know it from Connect Star Wars, man. I'm loving Cloud City or something, but what is? Have you ever heard I'm Han Solo? I mean, this is from GameSpot in 2012. It's crazy. Like, I was making YouTube videos at the time that this like came out. This was insane. This was a video game they sold for $60 to sell the Kinect. You will? He goes, miss me? Expecting somebody else? That's DJ Lowbot, man. It's if you weren't there, then you weren't there. I mean, this is an incredible experience, man. And they did change like some of the lyrics to be about Han Solo, but for the most part, like it's just the exact same song. Well, kind of. Yes. Told me to get together. Now I got myself together. Ooh. What a world, man. What movie did this happen in? Oh, it's probably coming out in 2027. Crazy, man. I used to mic spam this in TF2. Based, I'm afraid. Based Police. Man, take me back. Take me back. Bonds. 6-pack. Things 40-year-olds should not have. Crust, 6-pack, bonds, a growler, in my opinion. Hair, fuck you, buddy. Crust, toppings, sauce, and cheese. Ingredients on a pizza. Midriff, torso, core, trunk. Synonyms for your midsection. The central section of the body. This is easy. Case 40 6-pack growler. Units you can purchase beers in. And then these are baseball players, man. It's the easiest connections I've ever seen in my entire life. The hell's a growler? That's the one where usually I am the victim of regional nomenclature, but growler culture is big on the West Coast. That's a reusable large glass jug of beer that you can take to a brewery and they will fill it up for you. I have a conspiracy theory about growlers, though. As someone who used to drink, I think that the growler incentivizes drinking too much, and I'll tell you why. You get 64 ounces of beer, so in your head you go, okay, this is like 5 beers, right? But then you pour a glass, you drink it, you wake up the next day, and you're like, I'm going to pour another glass. It's already lost its carbonation. It tastes 50% worse on day 2. So you think that you bought like 5 beers, but actually you bought 1 beer that's 5 times bigger than a normal beer. So anytime you get a growler filled, it's like you gotta drink it day 1. I mean, they'll last in the fridge as long as you don't open it. It probably will last in the fridge for like 2 weeks if you don't open it. But as soon as you pop the top, you're on the clock. You pop the top, you're on the clock. Kirkland Signature USDA Choice Beef Loin New York Steak Boneless. Boneless steak, perfect for grilling, eating, frying, sautéing, baking, sous vide, reverse sear. Beef, cow meat, beef, perfect for steaks, steak roast, pot roast. Sorry. I don't know how much this is. I'm assuming it would be, usually at Costco, it comes in like a 4-pack. I would think a 4-pack of that could be like $23.99 in the US. I would think a 2-pack of that could be like $13.99. I would think like a single steak could be like $5.99. Perhaps $8.99. or $9.99. This is where Costcodle really needs to put a unit. Now, I understand that this is per pound, but everything technically I'm being a little pedantic here, but please forgive me the dalliance for a moment here. Everything in Costco is denoted in price per pound if you just choose to divide the price of it by the pound, which is listed on the fucking thing. When you buy a package of steaks in Costco, it doesn't say, hey, this is $9.99 a pound, take it up to the counter. It has a price tag. It says $9.99 per pound times, 2.5 pounds, total price $24.99. So I feel like they need to, Costco should take a stand, is what I'm trying to say. They should either, in my opinion, it should be the price tag of the item in the store. Now, I understand that this will vary in price, weight to weight. You could put a little asterisk per pound. That's fine. Or you could acknowledge that the price of everything varies. When you took a snapshot of how much, pita chips cost, they might not cost the same at every store. They might not cost the same in every month. You accept that there's a little bit of uncertainty built in. You accept that it's a game. Do you weigh things by kilograms? Everybody weighs things by kilograms, man. You just denominate it in whatever unit is most useful for you. It's mass, bro. Not me. No, even you. Even you are weighing things in kilograms. You're also weighing them in pounds and ounces and micrograms and nanograms and picograms. You're weighing them in a unit agnostic context, and then it's presenting it to you in a unit context. Talk to me when your country has two different words, one for volume and one for fucking weight. Ounces, fluid ounces, bitch. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. Because it pisses me off because you buy something in the United States that's a liquid and it has the measurement on the front in ounces. And you're like, I'm hoping that that's volume, but it also does have a weight in ounces because it can't not have a weight in ounces unless it's like helium or something, which I guess still has a weight in ounces. Also, you guys are so stupid. 12 fluid ounces? Wrong, bitch. That doesn't make any sense. You know what makes sense? 355 milliliters. Perfectly cromulent number. You wouldn't get it, man. You wouldn't get it. It looks like the part of the boss that you hit to do like critical damage. Like if let's not take it any further, but you can see what I'm getting at here? If I was playing like Star Fox 64 and the enemy looked like this, I'd be like, I gotta shoot that part for sure. We're coming for you! Liberia County. I had a good bit, by the way. You know how Sufjan Stevens was gonna do an album for every American state? What if Bob Dylan did that, but for every country in Africa, but he only got through Mozambique so far? I'd like to spend some time in Angola. There's plenty fine people to meet. And he's still gay. There's plenty people fit to suck on me. That's more like a Randy Newman type. It could be South Africa, because it can't be anything but South Africa. Well, I guess it could be. I didn't know. I thought Eswatini was a perfect exclave inside of South Africa. What's this country right here? Is this really Mozambique? Man, Bob Dylan was spitting then. He did not fucking go there. Just think about that for a second, man. There is no shot that Bob Dylan wrote that song after going to Mozambique. Like, I know airplanes existed back then, but that's a fucking crazy trip from like there to what the hell was Bob Dylan doing in Mozambique in 1974? That's all I'm asking. What's the squarest country? It's gotta be something in like Central Africa. Egypt and Libya are pretty square. Actually, you're right. Spain is almost square. If they could just hash it out on the remix with Portugal. I'm just joking. My country's going through that kind of rhetoric right now. I don't feel comfortable engaging in it. Just because you're next to each other on a map doesn't mean like you want to like be the other country. Just spawned in like that, okay? It's not our fault. To be honest, there'd be plenty of times we would have, if we could shuffle that shit around, we probably would have, okay? I'm not saying it's a bad spawn. It's a pretty good spawn. It's still probably a pretty good spawn. Like if you spawned on Earth in 1900 and you had to pick where you wanted your home base to be, like which biome, I'm not saying it's number one, but it's a pretty top tier spawn. Like mushroom biome, where are you gonna get diamonds, bro, in your mushroom biome? Because I'm dealing with that shit in my survival game with my daughter right now. She's got a mushroom house, but to get to the fucking, like the mine, because the mushrooms are basically like at sea level, we gotta take a powered redstone mine cart like half the way to the fucking Endlands or something like that to get to the mine. And then as soon as we take the 27-minute journey to get to the mine, she's like, I want to go back to the mushroom house. I want to put this salmon in a picture frame. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. Crazy riff last night working on Beatle-related porn names. Best I had so far are back in the PUSS and I want to hold your glands. Okay, that's pretty good. Back in the PUSS is kind of crazy. Also, I want to hold your glands is foul. Back in the PUSS, man. What about, okay, hear me out here. But it's Eleanor Rigby, like the song's still called Eleanor Rigby. So this would be like 7 tracks into the album. They'd be like, oh, finally, like a straight-laced Beatles cover. But you just change the lyrics to be the most foul of all. So they boot it up and it's like, Eleanor Rigby sucking the cock of a man who has recently died. Nobody asks why. Shitting her pants, filling her undies with poop that has come from her butt. Open and shut, I look at all the lonely people. Could be good, man. Could be good. But it can't be the lead single. It has to be like track 7. Because you got to lure them into a false sense of security. Tony Soprano, eating his gabagool by the pool. That's from Chad. Isn't he cool? That's a fucking good one. Tony Soprano, Eleanor Rigby, Benzie Boss and a Mini. Remember that, man? People wanted them gone. Let's just put it that way. Remember how mad people got? Looking back, it seems really they would still do. Really, I'm off of the everything app, man.
Gen Z boss and a mini. Gen Z boss and a mini. Itty bitty titties and a bob. Itty bitty titties and a bob. 5'3" and an attitude. 5'3" and an attitude. Secret product in the trench. Secret product in the trench. New friend green and a sneaky link. New friend green and a sneaky link. Fake 10 hands and a hoop. Fake 10 hands and a hoop.
I feel like I wasn't mad, but I was like, this video's kind of cringe. But then like a year ago, now I'm thinking back and I was like, why was everyone so mad? Someone tweeted this or tariffs. I picked the tariffs. I mean, that's just insane. I personally would rather be like 20% richer and like slightly annoyed by some shit that I inflicted upon myself. But I guess everyone's built different. I guess some people are stupid or whatever. But I don't know, this is Democracy Manifest or whatever. Don't nod. That's what I do when I'm at the when someone's saying some shit that I don't agree with. Normally, I'm trying to nod to let them know that I'm listening to them. But if they're saying some shit that I don't agree with, then I just kind of maybe try to like crack a joke or something like that. You know, fake 10 hands in a hoop. Oh, they wanted them dead, man. I still don't get it. What's crazy is I'm pretty sure that like all the ladies in that video are like married to the dudes from the Mud Factory video in my head. But they're online, they have to like pretend to beef or something. It's like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith type thing. I don't get it. I mean, I think that one of the reasons that it made people mad is like last year and still to this day, but last year there was like a lot of high profile layoffs. And then like this video of a bunch of people in HR having a fun time went viral. So I can sort of understand, I should say, that the proximate cause. But a year later, looking back, it's more like, you can't get mad at just a social media skit, man. That's just too much. Just, you only got one lap around. Well, you probably have more than one lap around the sun, but you're only going to live once, in my opinion. Why waste your time? Hopefully you get more than one trip around the sun. You see, Voyager finally made it one light day away from the Earth. Kind of cool, right? It's been flying for 50 years or whatever, but that's pretty sick. That's a long fucking trip, man. If we shot a beam of light from the Earth, it would take more than a day to catch up to Voyager. You might think that's not like that far, and in a cosmic sense, it's not that far, but in like a physics sense, that's pretty fucking far from where it started, man. Light takes a full second to get to the moon. That means you could like dodge the light. If you were on the moon and somebody shot light at you, you'd have time to get out of the way. Although now that I think about it, unless it was like highly concentrated, by the time it got to the moon, I guess there would be a lot of dispersion. As long as you could track like the individual photons, you'd probably be okay. I think I told Apollo about this. I was like, blueprints is like the universe, man. It's like every time I solve a puzzle, it reveals that there are 7 more puzzles I didn't even know existed. Like the closer I feel like I'm getting to the edge of blueprints, the more I realize that the puzzles are expanding faster than my perception can meet them. Philadelphia, 500 plus penalty minutes in his career. The scumbag himself, Bobby Clarke. I mean, they don't make them like that anymore, and that's a very good thing. But that's a one-of-one product of his time. Holy cow. If you're not Canadian or from the Soviet Union, you might not be aware that one of the crowning achievements in Canadian sports history is Paul Henderson scoring the game-winning goal to win Summit Series 72 against the USSR hockey team. And it's kind of like an amazing comeback that was very unexpected. But also, most Canadians forget to mention the part where, like, earlier in the series, the turning point was actually when Bobby Clarke two-hand slashed a Soviet player on his leg so hard that, like, it broke his leg in half. We forget about that part because it doesn't play into the narratives as well. We're like, the good guys won! The good guys won! Meanwhile, like, game 6, the dude was like, he hit him with, like, a lightsaber to the ankle. He was just skating, man. Leonardo DiCaprio genre action. There's a lot, honestly. DiCaprio 05 2025, that's a little slept on. Aviator was like 04. Trying to think of what's like, there's Shutter Island. Obvious picks like The Wolf of Wall Street. I feel like some people might forget that he's in Don't Look Up because he's mostly only in good movies, but this was an exception. It wasn't that bad. I found it very annoying to watch. It continues, in my opinion, to be annoying even after its release because all these threads keep popping up that are like, wow, the news today really reminds me of Don't Look Up. That's a movie that was really ahead of its time. And I'm like, no, it wasn't, bitch. It was looking back on what happened and extrapolating it. It's not like nobody could have predicted this, man. Everybody was saying it. That's why the movie was annoying, is because when I was watching the movie, I was like, we know, man. We know. But even now, like 3 years later, people are like, wow, this is prophetic. And I'm like, it's not prophetic. The shit was in motion back then, dude.
Shrimp.
When are you going to stop eating shrimp with the wimps, etc., etc.?
Around. Pawn, a preposition meaning on. Pawn, a preposition meaning on. Pawn, a preposition meaning on.
Okay, that one you got to use a little bit of nonlinear thinking.
Ministrations. A noun meaning the act or process of ministering. Ministration is...
That's one of those words that makes me think I would have been a good man of the cloth in like the 16th century, man. Words like ministrations just strike me as being like very fun to say. I was tending to my ministrations. Father, I was tending to my ministrations earlier. Pray thee, have you tended to thine ministrations? Yes, Father, but I have something has come up that has bothered my mind. Something like that. I think I would fucking crush that job 400 years ago. Not so much in the modern day. I feel like you gotta have hair to be like a good TV evangelist, but in like the 1600s, this shit would have played like crazy, man. Like crazy.
Allocable. An adjective meaning capable of being allocated. Allocable.
It just makes sense.
Zeppelin. A noun meaning...
That's AC/DC. Maybe that's a funny bit, is whenever someone talks about Led Zeppelin, getting them confused with AC/DC. Oh, yeah, Led Zeppelin. Aye. Thunder.
Mountebank. A noun meaning...
read your fucking context. That's some Swiss word meaning like shit you steer away from while skiing. Fuck you, Spellcheck. I mogged you today. Buy more server credits, man. This dish is a rich and robust coffee drink known for its strong flavor. This is espresso, man. The characteristic of this dish is the addition of a sugary froth called espuma. I have to imagine it's Italian. Ice cold! To the northwest, but ice cold? This shit is American? What's Cuba? I hate the I hate the censorship on that one. Cafe Cubano. Okay. It looks so bad. That I'm not sure how rare you can eat it. This looks German to me. It's just, and I mean that in a complimentary sense because I would eat this, but it does look kind of disgusting, man. 2 large, thin beef fillets filled with ham and cheese and then breaded and served with a side of fries. Holy fuck, man. Well, I mean, this doesn't look that bad. This looks fucking crazy, man. And this looks the worst of all. I'm gonna go Austria first, but I feel like Germany is. Oh, okay. West of Austria? What have I done? Continue. I hit a button on my mouse. Because like here's where my head's at. Okay? It's got to be Switzerland. Wait, does Switzerland border Austria? Because this looks too indelicate and disgusting, to be honest. I mean, there's some disgusting French cuisine, but this doesn't look like... It lacks some of the... it looks like the food that if the Romans saw someone eating it, they would be like, those people are barbarians, okay? Is what I'm trying to say. That's what it looks like some shit that you eat after you win the Battle of the Teutoburg Forest. I guess to the Romans, the Gauls were barbarians... Because west of Italy, it can only be Italy or Spain. Sorry, France or Spain. Because Switzerland borders. So it's got to be France, or it could be Monaco. Cachopa. It's Spain? That's crazy, man. It looks like some shit. It actually looks delicious, except like whatever's going on here. It'd be nice if they added like some food coloring or something, but I would definitely eat it. Skewered and marinated meat, accompanied by flatbread and salad. I mean, to me, this is souvlaki from Greece, but it's not, even though it is. Southwest Ethiopia? Oh, it's like, it's every country in Eastern Africa. Holy cow. What the heck is Mayotte, man? Play Scrandle? Every once in a while, Chiblee will just post a picture of Scran in the Discord, and every time I reply, my honest opinion, Scran or not Scran. And there's some that look fucked up, and I say Scran. Because honestly, if you're getting a foot-long sausage at a sporting event for £3.50, that's Scran, even if it does look a little bit like a turd, in my opinion. So I have to guess which one was voted more Scran. I feel like this is a given, man. £3.70 for a sausage, a roll, mustard, ketchup, and a pint crushes salt and pepper chips with a pint for $7.50. I'm going foot-long sausage. That's 2 heavyweights, though. That stings. Do we want a tikka kebab? Open tortilla wrap, tikka chicken, salad, raita, hot chili. It looks pretty good for food from a sporting event. Or a pulled pork and gravy roll. This, price-wise, this wins. Picture-wise, this wins. This looks like an AI-generated shit sandwich. We go left on this one. Pretty bad-looking pizza that came with an entire bottle of wine. Or breakfast wrap, $3.50. I gotta be honest, this looks like a bad pizza. This looks fine. 17, that's cruel. I mean, the pizza looks bad, but 17% is crazy. Okay, this one's wild, man. Because like the cheeseburger on the pretzel bun shaped like a soccer ball, it looks okay, a little plain. But this looks like kind of like I would eat it, but they gotta get like a bigger, a bigger bun, or like less mustard or something. I gotta go left on this. Oh, this is tough, man. Okay, no matter what the prices are, although £10.30, that's a lot. But this is just foul, man. This is like daycare lunch. You gotta go. You gotta go on the right on that one. Decent looking slice of pizza versus double cheese and chili chips. I think people are gonna go pizza because the sauce looks a little bit like a bodily fluid. Wow. Anti-Domino's bias. The pizza looks fine, man. Sushi rolls consisting of tonkatsu or a tortas de arrachera steak. I mean, that looks like... These are both dubs, in my opinion. I think you got to go with the torta, though. Only 55. That looks pretty good, man. Gloucester Monster Burger or chicken schnitzel sandwich with potato pies. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm with you guys. I think the burger in this one is doing too much. Left is doing too much, in my opinion. Right still looks kind of a little too messy to eat at my seat in a sporting event, but I'm going to try it. 96, that's virtue signaling. It doesn't look that good. It looks impossible to eat in a sporting context. I might be an insane person. I feel like I go left on this one. It looked good, man. Now, this looks horrendous. It doesn't even matter what these are. This is not a hot dog. This is disgusting. This is 2 cocktail wieners on like a hamburger bun. This, at least, there's some artfulness involved with it. 50% accuracy. Damn, dude. Sort these people by the year they were born, starting with the most recent. Okay, this is interesting. Meatloaf was presumably in his 20s when Rocky Horror came out in like 1968. So let's start with Meatloaf as 1948. Fiona Apple will be the youngest. Sean Bean would have been 42 when GoldenEye came out in 1997, which would put him at 1955. Ice-T would have been in his 20s when he was doing gangster rap in the late 80s, which puts him in the 1960s. Condoleezza Rice would have been 52 in the second George Bush administration. I'm going to say that she was born in 1955, which is the same as Sean Bean. I'm going to say she's slightly older than Sean Bean. No, slightly younger. I think she was born in 1959 or 1960. Carrot Top would have been in his 20s. He's born in the 1970s. I hold on that. That's a good two-piece, man. And these guys were mighty close, if I may say so myself. They were within 5 years. Higher percentage of people who are black. Fort Smith, Oklahoma, or Peoria, Illinois. I'm going to go Peoria, Illinois, because it's my favorite Illinois city to reference. It's never steered me wrong. Higher percentage of people who speak Spanish at home. We're going to go California. Higher percentage of people who are uninsured. I have to get this every time. In the United States, sorry, let's walk through this again. In the United States, rich people are insured or uninsured? Insured. But, see, this is where I get confused, man. Sorry, I have to abandon America really quick. This is going to be fun. What does this badge say? 3 months subscriber? Sorry, brother. You haven't demonstrated enough loyalty. If they were a 72-month subscriber and they called me a moron for not knowing the intricacies of the insurance system in a country in which I don't live in, I could have accepted that. This might not be health insurance. I guess, well, I mean, I guess what does uninsured mean, man? I took it as health insurance, but I guess it could be like car insurance. It could be life insurance. I would assume the default was health, but also can't you, it's just a simple question for me. How would they get the data on people who are uninsured if they were driving uninsured? Because isn't that a crime? I mean, if I was doing a crime and a survey was like, are you a criminal? I would simply tick the box that said no, I guess. But maybe I got too much survival instinct in me and not enough commitment to being honest at all costs. That's lying, though? I know, man. I don't know. I feel like you're probably buying lots of stuff. So let's go North Carolina. Work from home. So I have no idea. I have to. Albany's the capital of New York. There's at least 100 motherfuckers who are going to like a big building that looks like it's from ancient Rome every day. So maybe it's Sioux Falls, okay? Oh, that was Georgia? Whatever. Higher percentage of workers employed in other service administrations. Halifax is going to have a ton of government jobs. So I mean, Chicago probably too, but I think it's Chicago, man. Perfect. I want to be perfect from now on. I want to be perfect starting now. Guess what, buddy? Journey of the 1,000 miles starts with a single step built to spill. I love when they throw in like one Canadian city, man, because it just makes Americans feel like Canadians feel all the time. I don't know shit about Toronto. You don't know fucking Jack Daniels is synonymous with Knoxville, Tennessee, man. Everyone's talking about it. I live in Memphis, by the way. Everyone's talking about it all the time. How could you not know that? You don't know shit about Halifax, man. You wouldn't know. You honestly, why don't you Google some shit about the Halifax explosion, okay? Kind of do some required reading this weekend. It was the biggest explosion on planet Earth until the Trinity test of the nuclear bomb, bitch. Why don't you watch some Heritage Minutes? Learn a little bit about the world around you. You wouldn't last 10 seconds. Watching the CBC in 2003, you wouldn't last 10 seconds, man. Dr. Penfield, I smell burnt toast, ass. I need those peach baskets back type shit. James Naismith type shit. The one where the Irish kids come to Canada and they make them change their name. The kid is like, my name's Seamus, and the judge is like, wrong, you're Daryl now. And you're like, oh, fuck, that wasn't okay. They shouldn't have been doing that stuff. On the bright side, you meet some Seamuses now and then. So they got it back. They got it back. We invented basketball. It's kind of crazy. And we're coming for that Olympic gold. I'm thinking 2025 now. Olympics are in 2036. 2036 with a 38-year-old Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Yeah, we got you. Dylan Brooks, scraping the glass. Didn't even qualify last time? What are you talking about? We lost to France, man, in like the quarters. But still, I mean, France they're no joke. Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama, Tony Parker. How did French basketball players get so tall, man? I don't think of France as like a tall country. Here's a question. Why the fuck aren't the Netherlands like dominating basketball? Why are they still wasting their time playing a sport no one watches like soccer? They should be hooping, man. They would be crushing it. We're pretty good at soccer. How many World Cups have you won in my lifetime? About the same number as Canada. Now you've won a lot more games. I'm not gonna deny that, but dude, I'm telling you, that's how the Netherlands could hit the next level in international sports, dude. They're already tall. Like, you've done half the work. Tall doesn't mean you can ball. Yeah, but like, isn't there a stat where like 10% of the people worldwide who are 7 feet tall and over have played in the NBA? Like, surely you could get at least a few Dutch big men into the league in the next 20 years if you started the initiative. The Bene Gesserit already did the shit for you, man. They did the shit that takes like tens of thousands of years to come to fruition. All you got to do now is buy a Spalding. Why hasn't anybody thought of this, man? Am I the only motherfucker still thinking creatively? We play handball? Buddy, I got no disrespect for handball, okay? But like, You're not making LeBron James money on it. I don't even know what it looks like, to be honest, okay? Leave the handball to Sweden and pick up the Spalding and learn how to clean the glass. You should be munching glass, man. Next 20 years, I better see a Dutch center in the NBA, 8 rebounds a night on average. You're tall. You're tall. Just do it. Yeah, no, that sounds really familiar. Just for the hell of it, Chelsea, Chelsea. That's like 20-something years too early. Are you ready, Tim? Andy, let's go. Okay. And in the back said, everybody that can turn into a ballroom lit. That's unbelievably familiar. It does sound a lot. It's Wake Me Up Before You Go by Wham. Yeah. It's a hell of a bass line, man. Orange mocha frappuccinos. It's really that at the end. Alert me before you leave. Napoleon Dynamite soundtrack. A little corny. A little corny. Still good. Good Bandle at least. The bass line's fucking hot, man. What about this? Guitar doesn't really do too much. How about the organ? Ooh, I like the little accents. Yeah, okay, I can live with that. Claim you love bass, but you hate the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah, I like bass. I also like when the music that the bass is immersed in is good and not that silly. But anyway, and not about California exclusively. Reading the Chinese Century. That's not going to happen, but I did. So I've been doing tax stuff. Once a year, I look through like all the shit that I pay for and say, do I really need this anymore? Which is probably the wrong time to do it because I'm doing tax stuff. So I'm like, no, I don't need this shit. Fuck you. I don't need that. Fuck that. I'm $3.99 a month? What am I, made of money? Fuck that. No shot do I want that shit, man. No, get off the books. But I realized that I've had, you can only have 12 credits on Audible. And then for some reason, I guess they just can't hold that many credits in the servers. If you have 12 credits and you get another credit, it's gone to the ether because it doesn't make any sense. Now, it used to be 2, which was insane. And then they got sued and the government said, you got to pump that up to at least 12. And that's what happened. So I burned like 7 Audible credits so I don't need to think about it for another like 6 months or so. And I got because I don't know shit about China, basically. I bought an audiobook that was like a biography of Mao. And I don't know, because I fall asleep in like 2.5 minutes every night. He's still like a baby, but I'm like, man, I didn't know any of this shit happened. Plus it's in Chinese. Read by the subject. Yes, it's read by the author. Yeah, they're talking about Dr. Sun Yat-sen and stuff, man. And I'm like, he's got a place in Vancouver. They're talking about Chiang Kai-shek and stuff like that. His garden, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I remember I got mogged in Korea. I was teaching, and it was an English lesson, but it was like to middle schoolers, so their English was really good. And it was a lesson about like the 5 leaders of China or whatever. And I was like, I pronounced Deng Xiaoping's name wrong, and like all the other kids in the class, I say other kids as if I was a kid. I was the teacher. All the kids in the class laughed at me. And I was like, why are you laughing? And they're like, it's pronounced Deng Xiaoping. And I was like, oh, never mind. That's when I realized these Korean, like, 11-year-olds were smarter than me, or like knew more about the world. I don't know what I said, okay? It was like 2011. That's true. I was only like 22 back then. I don't know about you. But I didn't know shit about Chinese history at 22. The Youngler. Yeah, you're right. I should have mocked him. You don't know shit about Stephen Harper, bitch. You don't know fucking shit about Paul Martin. You don't know shit about Dalton McGuinty, bro. Dude, you don't know shit about Stockwell Day. That's damn true. You don't even remember where you were when Belinda Stronach crossed the aisle, man. When Belinda Stronach left the Conservative Party and became a liberal temporarily. You don't even remember that shit, man. You were like 2. Who? Belinda Stronach, bro. One of the rising stars in the Canadian Progressive Conservative Party. And then she defected to the Liberals, and it was like the red wedding for Stockwell Day. Yeah, we used to have a party called the Progressive Conservatives. Canada goes kind of crazy with that stuff. There also used to be a party in BC called the BC Liberals. And I swear, this is not a political statement. You're going to say, what party was the BC Liberals? They were the Conservatives. But they kept getting blown out because their name was Conservatives. So they just changed their name to the BC Liberals, which is crazy. But it also kind of worked for a while, which is also crazy. You know what? There should be a political party called Burgers and Fries. But I still believe that hamburger/cheeseburgers might be, I'm frozen, huh? Might be the most overrated food on the planet, in the sense that all the other foods that are really high up in the pantheon of holy culinary items, pizza, sandwiches, sushi, like I respect them all, but the burger I think is like the least among them. The least among them. Play me. Ranked me. Run me. Why am I in ranked? Should be in unranked. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm not a hamburger guy. It's not like I don't dislike hamburgers. But I tell you, for the they've done it again. The amount of times I go out to a restaurant and there's burgers on the menu and I don't order them is like, it's like 96%, I would say. Oh my God. What is this white box, man? What are we doing here? What happens? All right. Load it up. I hope I don't have to reinstall, man. And also, I hate when I go to a restaurant and half the menu... Oh my God, I'm frozen again. Oh man, that's funny. Let's see what the Guiga's saying. It's just toppings. Not wrong about that. Guiga, what? Guiga, can I say something? I don't mean to scare you. And I know you have things independently in your life that have led to your availability changing in chat. I can't see the items. When has Guiga been most active in chat? Bear market 2022, 2023. Not that present during the meteoric rise of the S&P 500 2024 to the first quarter of 2025. Markets back in a little bit of a pullback. Guiga's typing again. That's, to me, I feel like you being in chat, prove me wrong, I feel like it's kind of a recession indicator when Guiga's chatting more than once a day. It's so over. He said we might be on to something. Okay, we can finally see our items. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. It's kind of hard not to just take a deadly silencer. It was worth the wait, man. Saw a guy yesterday riding a shopping cart down the ramp at the downtown Vancouver Costco, at least 60 years old. He was going fucking fast. That ramp is nice, though. I always see, like full-grown adults standing on the shopping cart riding it down to the parking garage. Also, one of the places you go that, like... I'm sorry, I probably shouldn't say this. So the Costco parking lot in downtown Vancouver is one of the top places in the city to become ageist, because like you park and there's 4 places to pay for parking, and then you see 4 people at the terminal trying to pay for parking, but they just can't seem to get the right combination of I made it all the way here, but I don't remember what my license plate is or the stall number, and there's no place to put cash into the machine. They only take cards, and like, oh, the text on the screen has changed, but I haven't noticed it yet. And you're like, they're gonna be out of samples by the time I get in there. Is there free parking far away? Nah, it's a downtown city center. Oh my God. Knee brace has to go on the board. It's that good. I stand by that. You're gonna give me a shadow cloak? You gave me a shadow cloak. You hero. You legend. You'll be punished for forsaking knee brace? Listen, it's good, but double the haste duration on the shadow cloak is also great. If I could have kept one item, it would have been knee brace, but they will pay the iron price. Is there a large item that would improve this build? I'm happy you asked.
Another round.
There are some large items that I think would be mighty interesting with this board. There's one in particular.
Full sail, my boy.
Non-weapon items such as a crow's nest. Y'all? take a look, y'all. Take a look, y'all. It's just good, okay? It's just good. And then please give me someone to fight. The Bazaar has been kind of cruel to me lately. And it could be a flaming... if this gives me flaming bronze cutlass, I'm so sorry. It's like, it's the perfect setup, man. It's the perfect setup.
Do not deserve another day.
We are flaming cutlass. I forgot about all my Bazaar stims, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, they say it's a hard game. They'll try to tell you it's a hard game. What's your crit chance? 70? I'm gonna go cloak upgrade. It's harder to get than crow's nest, I think. Facing this on day 3 would send me. Well, listen, I've had some runs lately that are coming to YouTube where like it's day 3 and it's either a Mac or a dually, and they just put 200 poison on you the first time their items come off cooldown, and you just go, all right, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna be mad? And then maybe like another 20 damage on it. I'm so sorry. There's no banter, but it's just because like I almost can't believe how high the rolls have been, man. They keep getting better.
Go ahead. Underestimate.
It's like every single roll is hidden, man. It's exactly how I would have scripted it. Boy, look at me. I'm Mac. I got poison. I got... Oh, what the hell? Nothing my 17 regen can't handle. Fuck you. He's cool. Where were you? You're cool. You're cool. Hit up the business inbox. I'll apologize. I shouldn't have said all that shit. Why is he British? I don't know. In my head, I was just thinking like I was gonna make him sound like Russell Brand, just to emphasize the fact that you knew he was the villain in the anecdote.
Rally, men. Blades to the wind.
Vanessa, has she been like a little extra this patch, or is that just me? I feel like her lines used to be like, I don't use paint, and now every line is like, let's take the whole kingdom by storm! More loot, more bounties! It used to be like, land legs make you predictable. But now she's like, yeah, she doesn't suck off kings anymore. Or whatever. What was she saying back then? You could be relevant with dive weights. Let's transform you again. You're gonna, dude. Vanessa only has like 90 small items. Silencer's guaranteed eventually. Oh! Oh shit! Oh shit! Crazy. I mean, actually, I think this isn't even that good because you're gonna be perma-hasted anyway. Minus 25 damage. Oh, you're right, because I have more items on the board. Yeah, actually, you're right. I think it's kind of ass now that I think about it. Now that you've told me how to think about it, it's kind of ass. Crow's Nest just feels better on the right, man. I don't know what you want me to say. All right. We shouldn't be too scared. This is interesting to me, though. This is very interesting to me. We don't have to worry about that. When you burn, your weapons gain 4 damage for the fight. Oh! Let's take the tyrant's whole kingdom, guys! Yeah! What are you talking about? Go back to dethroning kings or whatever. I don't know what she's saying anymore, man. I love a run of the Bazaar where you don't have to think. Like, the decisions are so simple. Like, yeah, sure, I'll take 25 extra damage. Oh, shit, dude. It's a Vanessa that's on, like, the same line. A life-stealed katana with a big cooldown? Yes! Yes! See, that's your mistake. So you got the spirit, okay? You got the skills, but you get rid of that trash. Stop running liners with the whiners and start running glass like an ass, man. You know what would be a good bit if I was in like the 6th grade? Man, you always think of the shit like just a little bit after it would have been like the perfect time to deploy it, right? You know what would have been sick in like the 6th grade? When your teacher like eats their lunch at their desk, putting up your hand, and then she's like, yeah, you. And then you go, did you bring enough for the rest of the class? And see how she likes it. Anybody out there watching this in like the 6th grade right now? Don't answer that. Don't answer because you'll get banned. Anybody out there watching this in the 9th grade right now? In here, we're all unks. It's like Pennywise in the sewer, but instead of trying to get the kid to go down into the sewer, he's trying to get him to like download FanDuel or something, or watch Sports Center. The healer. That's a lot of poison, I'm not going to deny it. You're the first element that's gotten me scared in quite some time. Nah, I'm feeling pretty good. How are you alive? How are you alive? Oh my god. Really? I thought there was no chance, man. That's an insane build. If Mac passed you the roiling tonic, you drinking that shit? I would have to consider my... Yeah, probably. I can't resist. I was going to talk like a big game about... Well, like, am I friends with him? Do I feel like the vibes are on? But I think if he passed me it, I'd probably just drink it. I was definitely like at a PAX once. And this is probably 2015. And some random person just said, hey, NL, do you want some beef jerky? And then he gave me like a pack of beef jerky. And I said, thank you. And I just ate it. But then, like, the older I get, I'm like, I shouldn't have eaten that sight unseen, man. That could have been like the easiest assassination of all time. Yeah, they could, I don't know, because like it was sealed, but they could have, I don't know, things like your grandparents tell you people do. They could have like used a syringe to inject the beef jerky with cyanide or something. I mean, that could happen at a restaurant, I suppose, but still, like, you know, you try to limit your risk a little bit. I don't think it's ever happened, like, in human history or whatever, but... What happened to Mac? What do you mean? Are you talking about, like, his nerfs? Are you talking about, like, his fashion sense? Or, how badly he just got dominated by me because I've got the God build? Political leanings? I think a lot of people would say leftist, but something about the way he's dressing is just giving me libertarian vibes. Don't be offended. He's not real. We can say whatever we want. He wants to deregulate the potion market. 100%. 100%. Remove the inefficiencies in the potion market. I could definitely see that. Pig is libertarian. Dooley's a leftist. Mac is conservative because he's old. Vanessa gives blanket Zionist vibes regardless of left and right. Okay, well, I got a lot of questions. Dooley's an interesting one. Dooley is a leftist? What makes you think that? So I think if anything, Dooley being a robot gives me libertarian vibes because he's going to take after his parents. And then from there, I don't know if I can tease apart the other ones, man. They're all libertarians. Hey, come on. Let me out. Come on, guys, let me out. You better hope that you finish the fucking job, because I'm coming for you. No! Oh, I almost made it out too. I almost made it out. Surely the guy who has potions with every elemental effect doesn't have freeze. Surely, man, surely. What do you got here? Heavy secret formula. Radiant retort. Okay, you froze the wrong stuff, bro! You froze the wrong stuff, buddy. He must have the skill that, like, at the start of the fight, freezes everything but weapons.
Read the tides and listen to the wind.
That was huge, man. 10 piece? We making it out of bronze with this. Why would he pick up that skill? Maybe he's like me. If they give you like a button to click on, I'm kind of all in. I think he's a crackhead who froze the wrong stuff. That's... Oh, man, that is good stuff. I think if Sips played the Bazaar, he would have laughed so hard at the Sips strikes me as a big enjoyer of Leprechaun Spotted in Mobile, Alabama.flv. That's Mac. Quiet Wisdom Mac. Is that worth anything? CPU fan. CPU fan. God, this clip will go crazy if it's CPU fan, man. I'm rooting for it. Oh. Imagine. That's insane.
Sitting there 20 years.
That's also kind of interesting.
Hooey! Now that's...
Here we go again.
You're doing your part to clean up.
Yes, sir. How about the boots? The boots? The boots! I can't afford that. Fuck you, buddy. Looks like I can fucking afford it. Non-weapon items. How about a silencer, you piece?
Your deathstruments.
I can't afford it. You're so lucky that I can't afford it, by the way. But how about a silencer? It's worth the roll if there's a silencer. Okay, fair enough. Favorite restaurant in Bellingham? I'd probably have to say Mod Pizza. Turbo Yo-Yo Shadow Cloak. And a frozen money tree. Bitch, you sound like Epcot. You know what I mean. It's a real thing. Apparently it's not a real thing. I think people told me that like just after COVID, Mod Pizza went bankrupt or something. I used to work at a mod. I always felt like listen, I never worked at a Mod Pizza and I'm not totally naive to think that just because the people there pretended to be happy while they were working, that they were treated well. I always felt like the Mod Pizza always passed the vibe check. The staff were always like relatively happy, talking to each other, making small talk with the customers. Like the environment was pretty, it was pleasant inside, man. I don't know if that's, you know, a reflection of the corporate culture, but I worked there, it was ass. The one thing I will say, and I try to be like an informed consumer, every once in a while, I had like the Subway experience at a Mod Pizza, where I would be like, there's all these recipe pizzas on the menu, but when I order a recipe pizza, do I also get to do the Mod Pizza thing where I customize it at the end? Why not buy a pizza base at the store and cook it at home? All right, let's tease this out. So are you really in here on Twitch asking me why restaurants exist? This is a business that's, an industry, really, that's been around for probably at least 5,000 years. You're coming into Twitch chat 2025. Don't you know you can cook food at home? You wanna litigate the restaurant industry? I gotta know, man. I'm just curious, I guess. I'm just asking questions. The kory Subway method. I love kory, man. People think that I think that's mostly ironic, but when people say that I hate kory, I always just gotta laugh, because I'm like, why would I hate that? It's the funniest thing I've ever heard. Getting a sandwich at Subway to go, but with the ingredients on the side so you can make it in your own house, is the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. How can you not think that that's the funniest thing you've ever heard in your life? And he's right. That's the thing. Is like, if you're getting 2 sandwiches, you don't want the second one to be made because the bread's going to be soggy by the time you eat it. So he has his reasons, but it's still hilarious. It's actually funnier that he has his reasons and his reasons make sense. My brother's boss would get a Chipotle bowl every day at lunch at his job with a tortilla on the side and make his own burrito in the car. Now that's fucking psychotic because the burrito is gonna stay together. That's what the foil's for. And in the car, I didn't even think about in the car is fucking insane. In the car is crazy. Most of the time when people say something like, why would I go to a restaurant when I could make that at home? I really do think of it like, how is it possible that that's like your Rorschach? Is that like the only time you'll ever allow yourself to do something outside, like pay for a service, is if like you can't do it yourself? Sometimes you're away from home. You gotta eat at a restaurant. What are you gonna do? Bring a bunch of granola bars in your backpack? And it's fun. That being said, when I go to Chipotle, I'm like, I'm paying this motherfucker to make the burrito because I don't want to make it myself. I can't roll it as good as they roll it. So to outsource, like to have them give me the cooked food that I could easily cook myself, but then offload the hard part, which for me is rolling a burrito that stays tight and juicy, that seems like it's backwards in all the wrong ways. Like I've been wrapping soft tacos probably since I was like 14, 15 years old. I got into the game a little late. And even that, my tacos are like still ass. And I've had people teach me how to do it, like, or fajitas maybe is a better example. But you load the shit in like a strip in the middle, and then you leave a space at one end so you can like roll and then fold. But it never turns out like the way that it does when you get it at a place where they know what they're doing. Are you good at wrapping presents? What's crazy is I actually am. And I don't know why. I guess my mom taught me how to wrap Christmas presents when I was like a little kid. And it just kind of stuck in my brain. But yeah, you wouldn't think it about me, but I am a good Christmas present wrapper. Like if a taco was like a perfect cube and tortillas came on like a long ass roll that you could buy at the Walmart, I would be insane at making tacos and burritos. But I don't know, something about it's the different shape, man. I don't know what you want me to say. It's definitely the different shape. There's a good conversation. Thoughts on Pitchfork giving Will Smith's new album a 2.4? Well, I know people aren't necessarily fucking with Condé Nast era Pitchfork, but I support that because I personally feel like Will Smith as an actor, I think he's okay. He's been great in some movies, I would not deny that. But Will Smith as a musician, I think it's bad, man, in my opinion. I think it's pretty bad. And in fact, that take is what led to the NLSS rap battle, which I lost. I'll acknowledge, I concede, but I was still right. Like, I said Will Smith is a bad rapper. People took offense and rapped better than me. But I was, even though I lost the war, I was in the right. I have the moral victory because I'm not listening to Will Smith. I would agree that he's not the worst rapper, but I would say that I think he's really bad in my opinion. But I haven't heard his new stuff, to be fair. Maybe his new stuff maybe it goes hard. Maybe it's a little bit more street. Maybe it's a little less corny. I wouldn't know. Bling Film clears him as a rapper. I got a bone to pick with kitchen rappers, man. I never get the foil why is it that the baking pans and the aluminum foil are not standardized to the same width? I feel like I'm going to put this on the aluminum foil company. Because I think that they should recognize that the primary use of foil is going on baking pans. There's other things you can do. Don't get me wrong. But like, there should be a wider foil to cover the average baking pan. Almost every foil that I've ever used requires like 1.25 staggered layers of aluminum foil in order to cover the whole thing. So I end up using Like 75% of the foil that I use is kind of wasted in a way. They should just make it the same size, man. Or normalize it at half the size or something like that. Not like 70% of the size. And then saran wrap. Is there really no scientific breakthrough that we can have so it doesn't stick to itself so well? Because like it rips pretty well, but if the two edges of the saran wrap like ever touch before you get it onto the plate, like God help you, man, trying to tease apart like the 2 nanometer thick sheets of saran wrap. Keep it in the freezer. That's an idea. Never really thought about that, keeping it in the freezer. I'm back, gamers. I'm sorry about the Christmas decorations, okay? I don't know what to replace them with. There's no holidays to really, like, decorate the wall with. I'm not gonna put a bunch of Easter eggs over there. That's Easter's, like, kind of a mid-holiday over here. I gotta wait till, like, October and put Halloween stuff up, man. I could put up a bunch of books that, like, I haven't read, but that I feel are, like, emblematic of a personality trait I'd like to display or something. Flowers aren't a bad idea, but what I will say is I'm not a flower guy because like 98% of them are toxic to cats, and I just can't be fucked to find out which ones aren't. So I just don't buy them. It's like I get some fake ones, that's true. You're right. I mean, plastic is also bad for cats. I can't deny that. But like the thing is, the cats don't really seem to like eating the plastic. They seem to fucking love eating plants that kill them. So it doesn't make sense to me, but maybe everybody's cat is different. A Nihilus Rex. Normally I would look at a name like that and be like, I'm definitely gonna lose, but I feel like I got some serious tempo right now. A Nihilus Rex. Nothing scares me more than like playing a game that's PvP and my opponent's name is in Japanese though. Especially if they have like an American flag next to their name and their name is in Japanese, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking die for sure. If they have a Japanese flag next to their name, I'm probably gonna lose. But if they have an American flag and a Japanese name, I'm like, it's over for me. That dude is from Dayton, Ohio, and he's diamond level. I got no hope. The shoe can go. Me to my dad when I'm watching Who's Afraid of Roger Rabbit?
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
Judge Doom to the shoe in Roger Rabbit? He dips a shoe in the dip, right? He dips a shoe in the dip. You know what I'm talking about? Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I'm insane. I'm insane at the Bazaar. I'm crazy. 2 10 pieces in a row? I just need to have chat when I do my YouTube videos. It's like legalized cheating. It really is. I would be pissed off if it was like a PvP strategy game and my opponent was a streamer. It's like 1v1, you're like, we're gonna rinse them. But then like, it's like 8,000 versus 1. Like, that's not fair, man. Oh man, but it's good when you're the 8,000. Where's the damage? I was relying on like the sandstorm to do it for me, like Paul Atreides. He's honestly kind of like Atreides. He doesn't really impress me that much. He's literally won 1 fight in his whole life, and it was against Fade Rauta. The worms did the real work. He's kind of like a worm merchant in my world. He won 2. Who's the other one? Oh, Jamis. I forgot about that. It's fucked up that they made them fight, even though they were in love or friends or whatever. Jamis hated him? Wasn't he like dragging his corpse around for the whole movie or something? The raid on the spice harvester should count? That wasn't hand-to-hand combat, I'm afraid. He's a rocket merchant. Some of it was. I gotta see it again. It's been a while. Clearly I've gotta see it again. My bad, guys. My bad. I'm just saying Paul Atreides. Yeah, sure, the Harkonnens, like, structurally were, like, really scary. But, like, at a grunt level, it was, like, plumbers and accountants. Paul is funny as fuck, because, not gonna lie, he iced a dude and then had dreams like, in another world we were homies and you showed me the way. Like, imagine if you did that to one of your ops. I never really thought about that. I guess, like, Jamis would be kind of, like, pissed off in the Fremen Siege or whatever, right? When he, like, when they brought his moisture back to the world from which it was birthed, if ghosts existed in that world, you know he was like haunting the fuck out of Paul Atreides. He's like, no, we're not homies, bitch. You fucking killed me. The first time we met, you killed my ass. Who in chat had beast mode on as their Xbox Live status?
Makes this more fun.
I honestly wouldn't know. Do teenagers these days still have the mid-2000s online video game experience where like you and your friends play a game and then you randomly get matched up like on your team with one middle-aged foreign guy who lives in a country you know nothing about, and then you just start playing, like inviting him to the party every single time you play? That's a classic like mid-2000s experience, man. It's peak. All right, like me, Josh, and Mouth, and some other friends of ours used to play Halo 2. And then there was like, he seemed so old at the time, but he was probably like, you know, in his late 20s or early 30s. That was from Germany, that knew none of us. But he just one time he was on our team in Halo 2, and he was like, you guys are really funny. Like, can I send you a friend request? And then we just play with him all the time. And he would always say like, keep in mind, I was like 14, 15 at this time. He was like, Northern, you have to make montages. You have to make montages. And I was like, I don't want to make montages, man. I don't think I'm that good. And he's like, no, you should make a montage. Because I would top frag now and then back then. It's like, you know, I know I'm a little washed now, but back then I could top frag from time to time. And I take a shield item, by the way. Gamers back then were ass. I legitimately was playing against plumbers and accountants, and I would give anything to go back, to be honest with you. That guy, if he's alive, which I have no reason to believe that he wouldn't be, he would be in his 50s now, and I wish him nothing but the best. There's also the other guy I've talked about before. I used to play, like, ESPN NHL 2K5 with him. And then he would tell me, he was like probably 10 years older than me. He would tell me like he stopped having to buy groceries because every day when he came home from work, there was like a skill testing game at the Burger King where you put in a toonie, and if you like shoot the toonie right, you win a free Whopper. And he was like, I'm at the point where like for $4 I can win like 2 Whoppers. So I don't need to buy like any other food. And then one day he wasn't online. He came back online like 2 days later, and I was like, what happened? And then he said, oh yeah, I had to go to the doctor. I started having a bunch of chest pains, and they told me not to eat so many Whoppers. He was okay then. I don't know if he's okay still. I'm assuming so. The doctor gave him what I would say is some great advice.
I may be young,
Yeah, he was like, you got to switch to Big Macs. Yeah, the doctor said, you shouldn't be eating so many Whoppers. Yeah, you should stick to Big Macs instead. Did you hear it? Kevin, did you hear about this one? Did you hear about this? The guy who was eating 2 Whoppers a day? Whatever. You know the type of shit I'm on? They're having a mid-off, man. Doesn't seem good. I'm gonna just tell you that. Doesn't seem good. Fair enough.
No ball.
This is like watching the white horse race the cyan horse. I know I've missed something. People have been asking me all week if I've seen the horse races, and I have no idea. I thought it was like a time traveler from the 1910s or something, but obviously I'm missing something on social media. It's an X thing. Redditors wouldn't get it. They all got their problems. I just can't be on X, man, with that guy running the show. I just can't feel good. I don't necessarily blame anybody that's still there, but I just can't be there. Reddit's got its own problems. Like one of the top posts today when I was on my phone was like, Barack Obama casually comforts a crying baby in seconds on the campaign trail. And I was like, all right, but like, who cares? And like, I always use my phone with the sound off, but I had it on the other day. I didn't realize that all those like viral videos all have like popular songs, but like bit shifted or like tempo sped up or really slowed down. I didn't realize every video of like an Indian guy cooking street food also has like Eiffel 65 sped up to 250% in the background. I'm learning a lot about the internet. That's been going on for years, huh? I swear to you, this is... So Reddit is still trying to figure out my algorithm, like for what to serve me. Because I make an active effort not to click on stuff that I think is like bad for my mental. And they just started serving me like this subreddit called r/rich. And the posts on r/rich might be the funniest fucking posts I've ever seen in a community in my entire life. Like every day they serve me posts that are like, what's your favorite part of being rich? And then like the top comment is always like, the money. Occasionally there's like an essay that's like, money isn't money to me. Money represents something different. It represents, normal people think about money like it's money you can use to buy stuff. I think of it as like, money is like freedom to me. I'm just a little bit more enlightened than the average person. But like, it really comes down to like, the money. And then like, sometime earlier this week, the post that it served me from r/rich was a guy who posted a screenshot of his first class boarding pass for a flight, and all the comments were like getting his ass. They're like, if you need to post your first class ticket on here, you're not welcome on r/rich. Rich people don't need to flex that they fly first class, buddy. Get off of r/rich. You're not really rich. They hated his ass, man. His nouveau riche. I don't know how RMeth is doing. They won't let me back. Logged out at least. It just like it doesn't make first class kind of doesn't make sense to me. Like you're still I've flown it once on points, and I was like, this is not worth real dollars. No, I mean, first off, I'm not in the fly private tax bracket to begin with, but also you won't catch me on a private plane because they're like, there's less regulations, I think, for the. Not to be macabre, but I feel like the private pilots are not always like going through the same testing that the big airline pilots are going through. This shit is so sad. It's the top post on r/rich podcast for rich people. I'm not trying to make enemies. It's just like r/rich is a funny subreddit to me because like what can you talk about, man? Then there were some people on r/rich, and they were like, my husband makes low 7 figures, so I just retired. And I was like, lady, fuck you. It's not like her fault at all, but I was like, don't post that shit online, you fucker. That was my thinking, man. Why are they even allowing people with like low 7 figures income to be on r/rich? Like, shouldn't the borderline be like a little bit higher than that? Like, I didn't realize I was on a subreddit with brokies or whatever. Some of the threads were pissing me off too. They were like, at what level of net worth did you hire a staff for your house? And I was like, fuck you. I shouldn't go to it because it just pisses me off. But it's also, I don't know, I'm just interested in other people, I guess. I have no concept of that. I know people who are like, I would describe them as very wealthy and they don't even have staff, man. So I was like, this is a whole new world for me. This build is so fucking ass. It didn't dawn on me. I'd not perceived my board for a little while. I just looked at all the items and went, what the fuck am I doing, man? This is horrendous. I'm not throwing, I'm doing my best. It's a complicated game. Ditch the other ball? Bro, what are you talking about? All right, I'll give you a +2 on the idea that it's a Peloton build, goes really fast, but ends up moving nowhere. YouTube comments are gonna cook you with the beach ball. I was talking about this with the Discord today. People were saying it must be hard to be a streamer and playing blueprints because like all the comments in the chat are like, how didn't you solve the puzzle? Streaming remains like the easiest job of all time. And if the chatters tilt you, all you have to do is remember that at your very worst day, at least you're not leaving YouTube comments telling nobody that you would have solved the puzzle faster than them. Like, as low as you could sink as a streamer, and you can get pretty low, your head's still above water. with respect to that. No disrespect or whatever. Pastes himself for 3 seconds. Any day of the week we could take this guy. Cloak guy! It doesn't quite work, but I respect it. This is the kind of board that Mickey Rourke wanted in Iron Man 2. Yeah, B. Daniel, well, you see all the Mickey Rourke stuff on Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother UK? Yeah? Oh, I was just checking. Yeah, no, he definitely shouldn't have said... I mean, I'm not even going to say he shouldn't have said all of that. I'm pretty sure he shouldn't have said any of that. All I know about Mickey Rourke, apart from, like, his acting in, like, Sin City and stuff like that, is I saw him on The Masked Singer, and it was just a clip. I swear I wasn't watching the show. He was singing, and the whole point of the show is you're singing in a costume, and then the judges try to, like, guess who it is.
Wait, Gremlin, what are you doing?
No, I want to take this off right now.
What's happening?
The Gremlin's telling me he wants to take this off. It's too damn hot.
What?
And while he was singing, he just went, "The helmet's too fucking hot. It's too hot." Like, maybe that's where Tim Robinson got the inspiration for that Carl Havoc bit on I Think You Should Leave. He rips the mask off, and then they go, "It's Mickey Rourke." Like, it kind of defied the original premise of the show, at least. This is a cloak. You think you'd thrive in Bronze Age Mesopotamia? It's an interesting question, in the sense that I have no fucking idea, I guess. I think I could... what I always say is, like... Because people ask me this question a surprising amount. What I would say is, if you took me now and put me in Bronze Age Mesopotamia, no chance. But if I was born into Bronze Age Mesopotamia, yeah, man, I think I'd make it, because I would be born into the culture. Because I kind of I fit in now. I feel blessed in the sense that, like, most of the ways I fit in are actually kind of like, I feel like they're at least funny. What if you had a month to prepare? I would think it would take longer than that for sure. I don't know though. What do I know? I don't know shit about Bronze Age Mesopotamia, but I do know that I feel like King Hammurabi gets a bad rap. Now I know he probably, realistically, he probably killed like hundreds of thousands of people in like the wars that happened back then. I'm specifically talking about the code of Hammurabi. Everybody talks about it like it's bad because the punishments are like too severe. But you ever consider, and I know we've been down this road, if you don't want to do the time, then don't do the crime, man. It's that simple. Like, if you don't want your eye to get knocked out, don't knock out my eye. That's what I'm trying to say. He was just brainstorming anyway. I guess it wasn't like a final draft. You think he would kill it as an imperial eunuch in China? Yeah, like back in the day. I don't know what they're doing these days. Back in the day, yeah, probably. I think I would be a great, like, in the feudal or medieval era, I think I would be a great, like, supplicant to the king. Like, I think I'd be like an insanely good courtier. I would probably just do basically whatever they asked of me. Yeah, like a vizier or something. Like, I think I'm a little Jafar coded. I'll give you that one. We want a slow. That's right. Hey, you like being slowed? Remember that? Remember that shit? The dream of you, girl, is like dreaming cold. Hey, you like being slowed? You know that one?
Trash is tragedy.
Not really? Yeah, I know. You wouldn't know shit about that. Oh, my. And you snap it right back like a piston. They can't see that coming. You ever think of going dually mode? I'm Vanessa till the day I fucking die. Till the day I fucking die. What happened to Mac? Just be honest with you, I just can't be fucked, man. It's kind of annoying. Sometimes occasionally I would have a Mac run where it was like smooth sailing the whole time. But then like a lot of the time I would get to like day 7 and start to figure out how to unwind my 10 small item build and just be like, it's just, I always got too many reagents and not enough transformers, or too many transformers and not enough reagents. Like, ain't nobody got time for that. I think he's a mackhead who got hold of the wrong stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm still laughing at my own shitty joke. I think he's a mackhead who got hold of the wrong stuff. I need the lead. All y'all who've seen the Potion Mancer say yeah. These are some insane plays. Come see the gamer that r/play the Bazaar is calling the best to ever do it, featuring rave reviews such as, someone remind me why this guy is so popular again? And I used to watch NL back when I was 13, but now that I'm older, I have more refined tastes. You know what I'm saying? He yells too much now. That's too real. I don't want to get into that. Back of the cerebral content of the 2014 NLSS. Is a hot dog a sandwich? If you cut a bagel like this, is it a sandwich? Is a taco a sandwich? Version 1700. Take 4. Did you know, and I meant to bring this up yesterday, I forgot, so I apologize. When you watched The Lighthouse, did you, and I this is not a bit, okay? It's not a bit. Did you notice that in The Lighthouse, Robert Pattinson legit quotes the Bagel Boss? And I think that it was intentional. Like, I bet if you type in Bagel Boss The Lighthouse, you're going to see at least one other person has had the same thought. He legit says, like, hark, you're not the Almighty or my Father. Like, he says basically verbatim what the Bagel Boss says in the video where he became the Bagel Boss, but in like 19th century parlance.
Shut your mouth. You're not God or my father or my boss.
You ain't no general. You ain't no copper. You ain't the president. You ain't my father.
No, he doesn't. He does, dude. Robert Pattinson, The Lighthouse, Bagel Boss quote. Yeah, this fucking blah, 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 hark, Triton, hark, bellow, bid our father, the sea king, rise from the depth. Fuck you, man. This is it. You think you're so damned high and mighty because you're a goddamn lighthouse keeper. Well, you ain't a captain of no ship and you never was. You ain't no general, no copper. You ain't the president and you ain't my father. And I'm sick of you acting like you is. That's the Bagel Boss, man. That's what the Bagel Boss says when he's at the fucking counter. It's so close. It's thematically resonant, if not completely identical. What the fuck is the Bagel Boss? The guy in the video where, like, he's in line to get a bagel, and then somebody says something to him, and he takes offense, and he says, you're not God or my father or my boss. It's real, dude.
Down, anchors up.
Yo, chill, Vanessa, chill. Bagel Boss and Robert Pattinson both say father exactly the same way. Dude, I'm just being honest. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think he got inspired by the Bagel Boss video for that rant. I can't necessarily guarantee it, but that in my head canon, he took some inspiration from the clip, which again is fine. That's my conspiracy theory. Lighthouse happened first. No shot, bro. Bagel Boss is like 2017. Plus, it's possible Robert Pattinson might have ad-libbed that whole speech. I mean, it was like a minute and a half long. Bagel Boss incident, July 10th, 2019. Lighthouse released October 18th, 2019. Well, they must have... Dude, emergency script rewrites happen all the time. They were like, we got to get this dude. Get him back in the makeup chair. Reshoot. I think maybe Pattinson saw it in real life and then used that independently to inform his characterization. You ever consider that?
Rally men,
Get those Bagel Boss pages yet? Robert Eggers watching the video. Whoa, hang on, rewind that. Roll that one back. Yeah. Can you, okay, now can you put it in fucking black and white, bitch? Now can you fucking, could you fucking put it in 4:3, bitch? Oh, shit, that's cinema right there. Now go shoot the jerk-off scene number 7. You film it on 1904 cameras, bitch? But then I was watching it on my phone on the bike, right? So at first I was like, oh, damn, 4:3. But then, like, by the end of the movie, I was like, I don't really care, man. Like, you could have told me that this shit was like 17:2 or whatever. I wouldn't know. All I know is that, you know, I'm pogging up here. Your phone? Yeah, dude, I don't have a home theater in the Peloton room. Get fucking real. All right, you got me on that one. Kind of got me on that one.
No weapons?
More than a
Did the jerk-off scenes bother you? What are you doing? Did the jerk-off scenes bother me, man? It's a part of the human experience. No, it didn't bother me. Does it bother you when you see someone eat food in a movie? Bother when you see someone breathe oxygen in a movie? It would bother me if I didn't see it, to be honest with you. It's okay. It's not your fault if you were, like, born weak or whatever. But, like, for a fella like me, I'm the type of dude who wouldn't mind having dinner in a show, even if the movie's Triangle of Sadness. I could eat a vichyssoise while watching Triangle of Sadness. It wouldn't put me off at all. He's right. He's right, you know. Morgan Freeman, you ever see that picture? He's right, you know. Can I say something? I'm going to make some enemies before I take tomorrow off because it's Good Friday. I'm going to make you argue. Has any actor in Hollywood gotten more cachet for doing less than Morgan Freeman? He was in The Shawshank Redemption, and he's got a great voice. Why else is he so glazed, man? He's in Driving Miss Daisy, but none of us have seen that. Let's be honest, okay? Okay, he is in Seven, but that was literally 30 years ago. He's in The Dark Knight. Okay, well...
I may be young
but like for like a minute in each of the movies. He's like the 17th billed actor. He's good in Bruce Almighty. I'm not touching that one. Jim Carrey. I'm not touching. You can't make me touch that one. I'll go to bat for Jim Carrey. I'm not going to bat for Bruce Almighty though. And I saw that shit in theaters. I swear it to you. Yeah, I think honestly, Morgan Freeman kind of a Seananners merchant. If he didn't get glazed by Seananners in that classic gassy Mexican video, he would be doing community theater right now.
Max, can you pretend like you're Morgan Freeman coming to kill me?
Please
do that.
I can smell you.
So real. so fake, but so real. I can smell you type shit. What about... Okay, I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that one. I almost read it, but Robin Williams is the same? No, dude! Good Will Hunting is crazy. 1 hour photo. Jack? Do you ever see Jack? That was the first time I ever heard the joke where you talk really fast and you go, loser says what? And then they didn't hear you because you said it so fast. And then they go, what? And you go, I said loser says what? And then you said what? That makes you a loser. I remember because Jack was like, so he's, Robin Williams, he was like a 40-something-year-old man at the time, but he's like a 6-year-old kid who just looks old. He has like progeria in the movie. It doesn't really make sense, okay? You have to suspend your disbelief to watch the movie. And the movie's really bad. Really, really bad. I think, if I remember correctly, he's like in a bar. And then everyone's cool with him being in a bar because even though he's 6, he looks like Robin Williams. But then someone narcs on him. And they're like, this guy can't be in the bar. He's 6. And then he hits them with the losers say what. No, I try not to rate a movie on Letterboxd after I've seen what the users rate it. I like to rate the movie first and then look at the distribution. So I don't anchor on whatever the score is, to be honest. Do you get rid of your vote if somebody booed it in the theater? No, I watched Ad Astra, and I mean, if I didn't give it a score because I wasn't on Letterboxd at the time, I would probably give Ad Astra a 2. But it's not like it was like a 3.5 and then somebody booed, and then I went, oh, I gotta switch that up to a 2. It was more like, I think this is not really that good. I watched that on a plane. That's a great idea, like if you love flying and you want your flight to feel longer. Most people want their flights to feel shorter. But if you're like a huge like aviation head, then I can understand watching Ad Astra on an airplane. Flying from New Zealand to the States, watch the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's fucked up. Can I also say, what the fuck are shot glasses and Sea Dog Saloon, man? What is happening? What is going on?
You fall like a boulder.
I don't know who the hell is Mr. Richardson, man? Who the hell is shielded old Salt Claw? I don't know what any of this shit is, man. Mr. Richardson? That's wild. They just making shit, man. That is how it feels to watch the game when you don't know what's going on. Yo! Turbo dock lines, man. POV, you're playing an auto battler after a patch. Ain't that the truth? How do you have so many gems? I don't know. Like just open chests and like don't buy things. Gifted laptop, Starbucks Wi-Fi, stolen electricity, etc., etc. I was worried I was gonna get canceled for interfacing with the pay-to-win mechanics of the Bazaar, so I just said, "Fuck it, I'll just store gems, man." Fed's paying like 4.5% right now. I'd be stupid to get rid of my dry powder. Check out the daily shop. Is that this button? The Bazaar? Handjob Dooley. That's the shop. Handjob Dooley. Only 9K left. I still... Listen, I'm going to slash marker first. I'm not saying they should put the NFTs back into the Bazaar. Please, just wait. But it was so clearly built for NFTs. Like everything has like a certificate of authenticity and like pseudo scarce quantities and stuff like that don't make sense in the new context of the game. Like because you can't trade or sell the stuff, so who cares if it's scarce, man? It doesn't make any sense. Like it's kind of like how TF a polar bear in Arlington, Texas, man. Like what is it? What are they doing there? Like someone in chat said, "What do you mean there's 9,000 left? It's a picture." What can you say to that? Like the artificial scarcity doesn't make any sense. I could go check to see because my group chat from college is blowing up. Let's see what's going on in here. It's not as relevant. They're posting about the Canadian leaders debate tonight. Not as fun as, well, fun is not the word I would use. It's not as much of like a sports broadcast as the U.S. politics. Yeah, there's a debate tonight for the two Canadians who haven't figured out who they're going to vote for the federal election. I worked in an American grocery store with a crazy man named Mark Carney. You have no idea how confused I was when I heard about the news. That guy? Did you look at a picture? It could be the same guy if it was like maybe like 41 years ago. I triple checked, it wasn't him. Okay. This is all right now, baby, it's all right now. Ooh. This strikes me as like some Toe Jam and Earl type stuff. This strikes me as some Earthworm Jim type stuff. I don't know what this is. Funkotron. Jungle Groove? One thing's for sure, I know this is a cartoon animal that's like prowling the city streets. Do I know what that is? I have no idea. But we should guess something. Super Mario World 2. It's got some fucking heat coming off of it, man. It's got some fucking heat. On the Wii. Rhythm Heaven! I'm gonna say that it's the one song that they have. Isn't this like Wubba Dubba Dubba? Is that true? Is Ringside Wubba Dubba Dubba? Is that true? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, I know it. Pose for the fans. Kate's a big Rhythm Heaven head. And she was like, you know, there's a Rhythm Heaven game coming out next year. I was excited. I'll definitely play it. But then it kind of pissed me off. I was like, why the fuck does it take so long to make Rhythm Heaven? I'm an idiot, to be fair. I'm completely ignorant of the constraints of like developing and releasing a modern video game. But I'm like, isn't that the kind of shit you could just make in like 3 months? I feel like you just program. Oh, I'm an asshole. Okay, no, that's true. My bad. I didn't know. I didn't know they were waiting for a sick guy to get better. There's always. I've been placed in the crystal. I actually, for a second, I thought my camera froze during the bit, which would have been insanely good timing. Actually, I bet I could do it. Watch this. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, watch this. I didn't know they were waiting for a sick guy to get better. Oh, God, don't put me in the crystal. Are you shitting me? The one fucking time it doesn't freeze my camera when I boot up the Bazaar? It freezes every single time, man. Now watch. I'm gonna go to the main menu. It's gonna freeze my camera. Can't hit what you can't see. Fuck you. I did not say fuck y'all. I just said I love pissing. So I gotta pursue my dream. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. Every time I come back to my empty chair and sit in it for an audience, I'm like, man, I wish Jeff Mangum would do that, man. Last we ever heard of him was him getting off the creaky ass chair at the end of the album. After going like dee 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 dee. You ever think one day you get off your chair and never sit on it again? Because you got a standing desk? Imagine thinking you're equal to Jeff Mangum. Not equal, I mog him in every capacity. Except musical talent and height. I think he's a tall guy. Probably fame, if I had to guess as well. Critical respect. Respect, yeah. Yeah. Penis length and girth, probably. He did make Holland 1945. Yeah, well, if you give me 5 seconds, I can make a tissue boogie. Is that how that joke goes? How do you make a tissue dance? Put a little boogie in it. You know what I'm talking about? That one? There you go. Yeah, that's a good one. It's the best part of the stream right here. Waited 5 hours for that. Yeah, I'm not going to be here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Good Friday, and we observe Monday in Canada. We observe it, and we don't say act like Kathy. We say, oh, Easter Monday. And not in all of Canada, but in my household. Listen, okay? Yeah, I'll be back on Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday to play some Blueprints. It's a holiday? The thing for me, do the chin thing. All right. That one? Stop. Something like that. Like that type of thing. What was I saying? I forgot. I forgot what I was saying. Someone asked me something a second ago. Oh yeah, Easter is it pisses me off because in the Christian calendar, it's like the second most important holiday. Why the fuck is it a 3-day weekend? That should be a 4-day weekend. Everybody should get Monday off for Easter. 4-day weekends are very rare, man. It's the most. Bro, if I came back from the dead or whatever, I still want you celebrating my birthday more than the day that I rose. Although I guess if you were the only motherfucker to rise, I could see how that would be like the most special day in the religion. That's fair. It's not like it's like every motherfucker rose. We celebrate like a birthday and a rising day. Like he's really the only one, I think. He got resurrected by a guy? Is that true? Because Lazarus is the guy doing the resurrecting. But like, I thought... No, Lazarus is one of the guys who gets resurrected. Yeah, because I thought Jesus just kind of like, he had like the dead man switch or something. Lazarus died and Jesus brought him back? He had the self-res. So I don't know the lore, and I'm not trying, you can believe whatever you want. Because the potlucks go crazy, especially. But, so Jesus came back, brought one other dude back to life, and then was like, don't ask me for shit again. Like no, that's not, okay, sorry, that's not it. Lazarus was before. He didn't resurrect like any of the apostles or anything? No shot. They didn't die? All right, show them to me. Show they must be around me right now if they didn't fucking die. I would be a little pissed if, like, wouldn't you be pissed if you'd followed Jesus for like a decade and then he brought a motherfucker back to life casually in front of you? You'd be like, you could do that the whole time, dude? You could have been eliminating misery forever. Why were you playing your cards so close to the chest, man? Oh, Lazarus was like a test run. Okay, for like the Prestige. Okay, I like when he's at the Tesla farm. I see what you're saying. You try it on another guy first, just in case he comes back all fucked up. Because then he might have been, he was not, okay, I'm being told in all caps that was not practice, okay? Apparently it was not practice. Apparently, I don't know, well, I'm just saying, why Lazarus? Why Lazarus and not another person? Was he like an industry plant or something? He was chill? He's just a chill guy? I gotta send you over to my wife's stream. This is all very confusing, man. They should make like a movie about the Bible that like doesn't suck ass. Like, can Ridley Scott make a Bible movie so that I could learn something about the history of Christianity? I just know like two things that Jesus did, and then there's a whole lot of like, it's a blur, and then it's conclave. Like everything in the middle, I don't know shit about. I know that like the diet of worms and the Council of Nicaea and stuff, but I don't get how it all connects. Anyway, I'll see you on Tuesday. Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
I was at an all-night diner, size of triple X, but they was talking about root beer. I'm just sitting here, breathing the thin air, taking up the oxygen. Have I told you, when I have sex, I'm always thinking about the pavement so I can avoid premature ejaculation. I woke up remembering to thank him. Better things to do, so I'll start drinking. First, the chain reaction started in the parking lot. We started to bleed onto the big streets and bleed out onto the highways and off to other cities. Built to store and sell these rocks. So are you feeling real dirty living in your parking lot, waiting to bleed, you know? And that's like a 9-minute long song that just keeps going until the guitar solo hits, and the guitar solo just goes.